As a part of AA Electrical Engineering combo course, we are offering various subjects. In this, the topics covered in circuit analysis are being discussed here. So in electrical circuits, which is a fundamental subject for electrical engineers, if you thoroughly understand this subject, if you understand the concepts and philosophies of how to handle electrical circuits, various electrical circuits, then entire electrical engineering will become a cakewalk for you. Okay. So in this, electrical circuits will cover all the basic concepts starting from the fundamental building blocks of electrical circuits like charge, conductors, voltage, current, various kinds of circuit elements, their properties, the power and energy concepts, ideal practical sources, dependent independent sources, active passive elements, Ohm's law. In the second chapter, we will cover all network solving techniques, the Kirchhoff's current law, the Kirchhoff's voltage law, the series and parallel collection of various elements, voltage and current division rules, star delta transformation, source transformation, nodal analysis and mesh analysis, which includes supernode and super mesh analysis. Okay, so we will solve in numerous models of variety of problems on all these network solving techniques. In the third chapter, we will cover all the network theorems starting from Taylor's theorem, the superposition theorem, the Thevenin's theorem, the Norton's theorem, the maximum power transfer theorem, the reciprocity theorem, the Millman's theorem, the substitution theorem, and the duality principle. Duality principle is a very powerful tool. If you understand it, half of the circuit analysis, in fact half of the electrical engineering, becomes very easy for you. The fourth chapter is AC circuit analysis. This chapter is very important for electrical engineers, where we discuss what is RMS value and how to compute RMS value for different signals, the average power concept of signal and how to calculate it, the phasor concept, what is the essence and importance of phasor analysis for electrical circuits. All the network solving techniques we try to approach in the AC circuits through phasor domain, phasor diagrams of series and parallel circuits, power factor concepts, and the fundamentals of the three-phase circuit analysis. Most of this we will cover in power systems also. The fifth chapter is electrical resonance, where we discuss the resonance in series RLC circuits, parallel resonance topics, how to compute resonance frequency, quality factor, bandwidth, and oscillation phenomenon that occurs during resonance in electrical circuits. The sixth chapter will discuss the magnetic coupled circuits, where we discuss mutually induced EMF concepts, mutual inductance, dot convention, what are aiding and opposing coupling circuits, ideal transformer properties, series and parallel connection of the coupled coils. Okay. So in the seventh chapter, we discuss two-port networks. In two-port networks, we discuss basically what is a symmetrical, what is a reciprocal two-port network. All four parameters, that is impedance parameters, admittance parameters, transmission parameters, inverse transmission parameters, hybrid parameters, and inverse hybrid parameters. Series, parallel, cascade correction of various two-port networks, and how to convert from one parameters to the other parameters. Suppose I want to convert from Z parameter to transmission parameters, or from hybrid parameters to admittance parameter. How to convert the parameters from one set of parameters to other set of parameters, that also we'll be discussing. In the 8th chapter, we'll discuss complete transient analysis, starting from the elemental behavior of L and C elements and how the behavior changes before switching, after switching, and how these elements behave in steady state, source-free RL and RC circuit analysis, time constants of various RL and RC circuits. We will discuss source-free RLC circuits, transients with different types of switching sources, transient analysis with Laplace transform approach when we have to go for this one, AC transients and what is the transient free condition in AC circuits. So all this we will discuss in the transient analysis. Next, in the 9th chapter, we will discuss the graph theory, the various terminology involved in graph theory, and standard graph and connected graph concepts, tree, cotree, cut set, tie set concepts, node instance matrix, tie set and cut set matrices and how to derive them, correlation between graph theory and the graph theory concepts and the Kirchhoff laws. So the complete circuit analysis will be detailedly discussing with all different types of problems in a span of 40 to 45 hours. This 40 to 45 hours involves Zoom lectures as well as the dedicated videos that will be directly sent to the students. Okay. Next we'll see various topics covered in power system analysis. Power system is the heart of electrical engineering. If you master power systems, you'll gain complete confidence over electrical engineering. So various topics we cover in electrical power system. We start with the basic concepts, the challenges and objectives of power system, power flows in single phase and three phase circuits, the phasor analysis techniques to solve power system circuits. So that circuit theory concepts will complement the analysis and makes the analysis easy of the three phase power systems. The transmission lines we will cover. The transmission line parameters, we have 4 parameters: resistance, inductance, capacitance and conductance. All the formulas and all the basic ideas we will discuss. Skin effect, proximity effect, geometric mean distance and geometric mean radius concepts, which helps in calculating the inductance and capacitance parameter of the transmission lines. Modeling of transmission line as two-port networks. Mainly we model the transmission line in terms of the ABCD parameters or transmission parameters. How do we model? Short, medium and long transmission line analysis, traveling wave concepts, characteristic impedance, propagation constant, wavelength of transmission line, reflection and refraction in transmission lines for different types of loads. We discuss the static power flows, how the power flows from the generator to the load, from one bus to other bus through the transmission lines. Okay. What are the different compensation techniques we use in transmission lines? That what compensation we have to use when you have under voltage problem, over voltage problem, and what sort of compensation we have to use to reduce the short circuit fault currents, what type of compensation we have to use to improve the power system stability. All the compensations of transmission line along with their numerical models we will be able to solve them. Next, the concept of electrical corona, insulators, underground cables, distributors, everything we will discuss in detail. In the 3rd chapter, we discuss the different voltage control techniques and different power factor techniques and what are the advantages of maintaining high power factor. So we'll discuss all these concepts in the 3rd chapter. When you come to the next topic, we'll discuss the fault analysis. In fault analysis, the per unit system, the single line diagram concept, modeling various power system elements like transformer, transmission line, generator in per unit system, So why only per unit system is suitable for doing fault analysis? Okay, the need of fault analysis and various types of faults, disadvantages of the faults and the philosophy of the faults, symmetrical fault analysis or the balanced fault analysis, which involves two faults, triple L and triple LG faults, unsymmetrical. Next we discuss the symmetrical components, the sequence networks of various elements. Next, unsymmetrical fault analysis, which includes LG, LL, LLG faults. So all this complete fault analysis we'll be discussing. Next topic is power system stability, where we discuss what is the stability problem in power system and what are the classification of different stabilities. Next, steady state stability and the transient stability, differentiation and modeling of the stability problems, transfer reactance and power angle curves, swing equation, concepts of inertia constant, angular momentum and equal area criteria and different cases of equal area criteria. All this we will discuss in the stability. Next is load flow analysis, where we discuss why we have to do load flow analysis, what is the advantage, the bus admittance matrix or Y bus matrix, Gauss-Seidel and Newton-Raphson methods, the Z-bus matrix, the Jacobian matrix, and how to formulate Y-bus, Z-bus and Jacobian matrix. All this we will discuss. Next, in switchgear and protection, we discuss what are the features of protection system, current transformer, potential transformer, overcurrent principles, different types of overcurrent protection, for how we do overcurrent protection for feeders, for transmission lines and for transformer generators, distance protections, feeder protection and the generator and transformer protections. Okay, the philosophy of protection and the various principles involved in different protection schemes we'll be discussing in detail in switchgear and protection. Okay, so apart from this we'll also discuss the generating principles of generating stations like thermal generation, nuclear generation, as well as the hydro generation modules. The fundamental principles and the operation principles we'll discuss for all these three types of generating stations. Okay, this course of power system will span from 60 to 65 hours.
My name is Amit Kumar Saab. As today we are just discussing what are the topics that we will be covering in this module. So as Rafi said, told you that the different topics are there in different subjects like circuits, power system and power electronics. And as I will be covering the power electronics, so these are the topics which have been shown here, will be covered in 4 different sub modules in power electronics. First module will be semiconductor power devices. There we will be dealing with power semiconductor devices like power diode, thyristor, track, GTO, MOSFET, IGBT. Here we will be seeing their characteristics, their VI characteristics, and their behavior as a switches. Means how can we use them as a switch in order to we can utilize its application in our power system. Means what I mean to say, the power electronics and signal electronics both are identical application wise. We will be just using its application in power system. I mean we will be using the same things in high voltage application, high current, because in signal electronics the power electronics, power semiconductor devices are being used in low voltage and low current in the order of volts and milliamps. But in power electronics, the same devices will be used in volt, kilovolt, amperes and kilo ampere range. So how we'll be using and what are the changes that we will be incorporating in the devices to make it use in a high voltage applications. Next sub module will be rectifier. There we will be covering uncontrolled, semi-controlled and full control rectifier, both single phase and 3 phase. In that we will be we will be dealing with what will be the power factor at input side when we will be using the converter, harmonics, AC side as well as DC side. So these things we will be covering in rectifier section. Next section will be inverter. How we are converting DC into AC. There are different methods of inversion, like square wave inverter, sinusoidal pulse width modulation. There are many techniques. We will be dealing each concept and each topic in detail. And fourth module, that is the last module, is the chopper, where we convert DC into another DC format. See, in power electronics, we are not going to change any power. The power at the input and the output both will remain same. We will be changing only its form of power. I mean, somewhere we will change AC into DC, frequency from input side to output side, it may differ. So depending upon our application, we will be using the particular application like rectifier, inverter. See, in industries, like as we all aware of in HVDC. So in HVDC, what we are doing, we are converting AC into DC. We are transmitting DC. Again, at the receiving end, we are converting DC back into AC. So all these conversion is happening with the help of power electronics devices. What I told is a large power application. In a small power application, we will be seeing a battery charger, UPS. These are all small power application. So all these things we will be covering in detail in this subject. Next, see what comes in mind when we will be speaking about power electronics is that people, students get scared of this subject because there are many waveforms in this and many formulas are there. But you don't need to worry. The things that we will be covering in this subject, it will be very crystal clear to all of you. Once you have to go through the basic concept, and I will be starting with the very basic from very small. Means if you don't need to have any backup, I mean you don't need to have any knowledge of other subjects also. We will be covering all the things in detail. So you don't need to scare. At the end, you will be able to solve all questions, be it a GATE or ESC or any other state electricity board examinations. You will be able to solve all questions. So that's it from my end. Thank you.
Yeah, students can come up with their doubts. So it's a big promise from Amit Kumar Shah sir, because he said that don't worry about power electronics. Still, being an electrical student after 13-14 years, I still get little bit scared of when I look for power electronics. Okay, you must feel very happy for it.